Are you tired of that pesky critter getting in your chicken coop and you're trying to find a way to get him gone forever? Well, we might have a good product for you that will let you see him in the dark. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Outdoor Gear. My name's Aaron Bottoms, and thank you for sticking around and hopefully coming back from our little bit of a hiatus where I had our first child, and I appreciate you watching. Unfortunately, I had filmed this part before, and it got lost in the sort of 9 months or whatever break I had to take to tend to my beautiful bride and our newborn child. So, thank you for sticking around, but you're going to see that this box has already been opened. But we'll talk about the features, we'll talk about everything, and you will see what we got going on. We are talking about the X-Vision KRAD Night Vision Scope. Now, there's a lot of cool features to this thing, and we will dive into them so you can see what I'm talking about, but you control this thing on your phone, and it's the new modern digital world where you can see in the dark, which is pretty cool, especially if you're trying to do some varmint hunting, or you just want to see in the dark and you want to shoot at night. Whatever it may be, this is awesome. So a couple cool things about it. It's got magnification. It goes from 4 times to 8 times, which will show you that. You can, it's got a field of view from 10 yards to 100 yards. I'm reading off the box here because it's right here. It says it's got a battery life of 6 hours. You know, if you got it constantly running for 6 hours, probably give it a break. I mean, if you're shooting all night, great, but if something's coming in, then you probably want to turn it on. But let's really just get into this thing, and I'll show you what it's about. Since I've already done this part before, we've actually done the shooting portion, so it's already mounted on my gun, and you'll see that later on. But we are clear, we are open. As long as the dust cover opens here. Oh, there we go. All right, we're clear, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. So we are good to go. This is mounted on my Smith & Wesson M&P AR-15 platform. It's in 223, 556, whatever you want to put it. It's got a Picatinny rail, but we'll get to that review later. What we're really looking at is this X-Vision scope right here. Obviously, it is a pretty cool unit. It's got some rubber up here for eye relief. It's got the actual infrared on the side here. You've got an adjustment for your vision, so you can, you know, like a camera or anything else, you can turn it and you can focus, unfocus, things like that. Same thing with this bad boy here, kind of gets you all dialed in. But on button, contrast, you can change the sensitivity, you can change the levels, and you can of course record and take pictures, which is pretty cool if you like to record your hunts like I do. In this little compartment on the side, you can unscrew this. And in here you will see your charging port as well as where your memory card will go. So it takes a little micro USB, you slip it in there, you slip it out when you got your film. But you can also do a cool thing on your phone, which we will show you now. But this is what it looks like mounted on the gun. Pretty cool, pretty standard. Not too massively large, and of course you adjust it to where you feel comfortable with your stock and everything like that. I like mine just a little bit further back. I've got it on a actual bipod here, so you can see when I get on target, I'm going to keep it nice and level and things like that. Let me show you what's on this app. So I'll whip out my handy dandy phone here. I'm going to screen record so everybody can see what I am looking at here. So we're going to go down here. We're going to go to our X-Vision Pro app. You can see on this phone app, you've got all sorts of features. So you can go to your settings here and you can change almost anything. You can format it, you can put the date, you can put the how bright you want it, and you can do noise reductions on auto, you know, all sorts of different things. You can change the cursor color from green to common, and then we'll show you right here. I'm going to start recording, so I'm going to hold down this record button. So if you hold it down, it'll record. If you turn, you know, just tap it, it'll take a photo. So we're going to hold it down so you can see what I'm working with here, and we're recording. And so I'm going to change my cursor color to say white. And, you know, so now it's white. I can do a reticle. I can do simple. Let's see what that simple does. I didn't really change anything. Cursor type. Oh, that's just cursor. We can change it to BDC. which is pretty cool. I'm not fully about it though, because I'm just pretty simple. You can do none, where there's nothing at all. Simple as just that, and common. Didn't really change anything. So, I personally want to run green on mine, so I'm going to change it back to green, and there's your green. It tells you all the lettering and stuff. And then go back to the phone here, and you can tell where your target is, whether it's, meters, yards, target angles. If you're up in a tree stand or anything like that, if you're shooting straight from level ground, you would put it at 0 degrees. Wind velocity, relative humidity. You've got bullet information, you've got zeroing, which we'll get to the zeroing part later. As you can see, we've already did a little bit of that, but we'll get to that here shortly. So I just want to show you all the features here. And then, of course, you can preview your videos. I've got a couple here, and you go back over to this side, and you actually hit download, and it shows you all the videos that we have played with and things like that. So that's the phone feature in itself. But going back here, since we're recording on this actually right now, if you hold this far left side, it changes the sense. So that goes from regular vision to night vision, and you can change it to its actual brightness. So if we take a step outside while we're recording, you can see the ground, you can see a tree, you can see vehicles, you can see all sorts of stuff. You get the point. We're in night vision, it's dark outside, it's doing that. If we click on this feature here and hold that down, it changes the sense again. That, if you tap it, it goes from 4 times to 8 times. If you click the sun, it changes the brightness. If you hold the sun, it changes the contrast. So you can play with that in any way, shape, or form you would like to dial it in and figure it out. Picatinny rail on the side here. It's a pretty cool feature. You'll see my final thoughts after we get through this part, but it's a scope on a rifle, and what it's meant to do is go down range and hit your target. So let's get into the actual shooting portion of it, because that's what you're here for, and see how it does on the gun itself. And of course, every gun is different, so keep that in mind, and we'll see you out there. All right, everybody, we're down here at the range, and it is time to sight this bad boy in. It's been a while since I did the first part of this video, so forgive me if there's a little bit of a difference in view and change and everything like that, but we're out here. We're going to shoot it at 50 yards per the instructions say. Essentially, they got the target that you're going to see down there, which you should see it now if they dual screen this, and it's got a bunch of different coordinates on it. So what we do is we aim at the center of it. Wherever the bullet hits, then we go from there. And I'll show you here on this app what we're looking at. Is a screen record this as well, so you've got all sorts of stuff going on. So we're going to go to our app here, X-Vision Pro. We're going to open it up. We're going to go down to, or click this settings button here, and then we're going to go all the way to the bottom to our zeroing setup here. So we're going to put it in British. We're going to put it at 50 yards, and we're going to keep our cursor X and Y at 0. We're going to hit zeroing setup. It's going to save our settings, and we got to put a password in. 3, 2, 1. It's just 8765431. That saves it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put it right in the center. We're going to shoot one shot, and then we're going to change our X. We're going to put the X coordinates in and the Y coordinates in of wherever that bullet hits, and that should automatically sight this bad boy in. So we'll see what it does. Let's see. Hopefully that's recording for us. Fire in the hole.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
That thing's way off.
It didn't hit the camera, so. 50 yards didn't show up anything, so we went ahead and got down to 25 yards and see if we can dial it in there, and then move back. We hit an X23 Y109. So we're going to put that into our phone and see where we hit after that. Now we're recording. I'm going to change the sense so I can see everything. So there's our 50-yard target, and our 100-yard target is down there. I'm going to turn the brightness up. Now we can see everything. And you can see my little camera down there, which we're not going to shoot. Alright, now fire in the hole. We're going to shoot some steel for a minute. Hard to see through the smoke. So other than the smoke, I can see everything before I shoot. After I shoot, Not so much in the beginning, but you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear the steel hitting. But we got 3 more shots here that we're gonna do, and that'll be it. All right. Fire in the hole. So after we got it dialed in, it seems to be shooting fine, gun's shooting good, which we'll do a review on this Smith & Wesson AR-15 platform here. But as you see, you can shoot through it, you can see through it, everything's good, it's a thermal. Obviously I'm not going to put a living animal down there or my buddy down there, but that's what it's supposed to do. So we'll check back in the shed. Alright, so as you saw in our shooting video, things didn't necessarily go as planned. However, we were able to get on target, on range, at 50 and 100 yards, and I can shoot and hit the steel target every single time with the scope and the rifle. Obviously, we had a little bit of a mounting issue from the get-go where the screws were not as tight as I would have liked them to be, and we had some jumping and things like that. Had some difficulty. Could be user error with the system where you actually, you do your zeroing and it was not right. It's supposed to take 2 shots. You put it down center and you shoot once wherever it hits. You put that coordinate in your phone. Didn't work out that way for me, but with a little bit of finagling and kind of working the system to get it where I want it to go, I got it on target at 50 yards, hitting this bullseye, and then I was able to shoot it a few times in the dark for you to see that I could see 100 yards with this scope. And that's pretty cool. I mean, if I'm shooting 100 yards at night, which it was pitch black dark, and I was hitting my target, that's all I could really ask for. I'm not going to be shooting 300 yards, but if you want to, you could try it. And again, this rifle is not something super fancy. It's just a Smith & Wesson. It's a basic model. It's got a few different upgrades to it, but it is nothing crazy. So overall, I wasn't too thrilled with the digital zeroing in setup. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to, and it didn't work as fluently as I thought it would. And it could also have been, put your bullet trajectory and all that other stuff into it. And again, that is more info and crap that I don't feel like you need to get into when you're just trying to zero your rifle in. It should just be fairly straightforward. So that's just my opinion. But overall, shoot straight. It worked. Once we got everything tight and we got it zeroed in, it was perfect. And I didn't have any issue after that. I would say take your time, get down to 25 yards, figure that out, back up to 50 yards, and then do that. Maybe you put all the information in and that affects the zeroing. It didn't say anything about putting extra information in about the zeroing guide. So that's above and beyond me. And again, use your error. I'm not perfect. I'm not the biggest rifle shooter, but I think it should be plain and simple, and I like the little knobs where you just click a couple times and it goes into place. That's just me. So, either way, great little setup here. Great scope. I don't think you're going to be wasting your money if you want to drop the $800 that it costs to pay and get it. Especially if you're just getting into the thermal game and the night vision game. This doesn't say it's a thermal scope, it's a night vision scope. It's so you can see in the dark. So we tried heating up steel target and it really didn't do anything. He sat down there for 10 minutes with the torch trying to heat it up, and it didn't really make a difference because it is a night vision scope. It is not a thermal scope. Keep that in mind. If you want to see your target, you'll see it. It just won't be lit up like you see in thermals or anything like that. But again, thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this informational and you have maybe come closer to deciding what night vision or thermal scope you would like. Great product. Again, that is the KRAD Night Vision by X Vision. Pretty cool scope, and I don't think you can go wrong. Plus you can record. And I like to do that, and hopefully I can be able to record some stuff for you and get it out there at some point. Maybe on my own YouTube channel, Soggy Bottoms Outdoors, where we actually do some hunting and fishing and things like that. So, thank you everybody for watching. Please keep on watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and let us know what you want to see, because we're going to keep on rolling with these bad boys as much as we can while we can. Thank you. See you later.